Attorney General Letitia James rejects Trump's $175 million bond and threatens to investigate and forensically audit the insurance firm that put up the money. District Attorney Fani Willis may have new evidence down in Georgia that she won't be able to overcome. Donald Trump now has over $90 million for the election, and Lara Trump and the RNC are raising close to $50 million a month now that trust has been restored to the RNC. Plus, Marjorie Taylor Greene says she thinks Speaker Johnson might be blackmailed based on new odd behavior. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you so much. Today is NATO's 75th anniversary, and the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, kicked off the event by starting controversy. During discussions on Russia's recent aggression, Blinken reiterated that NATO support will remain unwavering and reiterated that Ukraine will join NATO. Despite previous claims by German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, where he suggested Ukraine does not currently meet NATO's criteria for membership, the Biden administration still wants to solidify the future alliance. In reference to these ongoing challenges, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba stated he remains optimistic about their progress towards membership, although he didn't clarify what changes are being made in an effort to qualify. Now, to join NATO, a country must show that it is tolerating diversity, showing economic progress, has a firm military, and is working towards integrating into NATO forces. So it's safe to say that this won't be happening anytime soon. Plus, what many of us have come to realize is that joining NATO means kissing the ring of the United States. The United States wants Ukraine's allegiance, but the rest of Europe says, we'll go ahead and wait. We don't want war with Vladimir Putin and Russia right now. Some members have realized there are obstacles to joining and have taken it upon themselves to forge closer ties with Ukraine in a NATO-like agreement. These commitments involve providing financial support and military aid to Ukraine, but not allowing them to join. Finland, for example, just signed an agreement and will be allowed in. That means that they are tolerant, they have a good army, they're willing to put up with the United States. RNC co-chair Lara Trump has highlighted the success of joint fundraising between the Trump campaign and the RNC, which generated over $40 million, significantly outpacing Joe Biden of about $14 million. The financial milestone brings the cash on hand for the Trump campaign and the RNC to over $93 million, and the election is about 31 weeks away. Now, during an interview with Breitbart News, Lara Trump contrasted this achievement with the efforts of Biden's campaign at a recent fundraising event in New York. She stated, "It took 3 former presidents, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and God bless us all, Joe Biden, to raise $26 million. Under her and Chairman Michael Whatley's leadership, she claimed that they are fostering a different RNC, and it has raised donor confidence, which is why they are raising so much money every single month." Additionally, Lara Trump claimed the RNC is operating on a newfound strategy which focuses not just on accumulating financial resources, but on mobilizing a robust network of volunteers, poll watchers, and attorneys across the country to ensure election integrity and turnout of low propensity voters. Now, I have a lot more to share with you about the Republicans and also about Letitia James and Fani Willis. But first, 63 seconds from today's video sponsor. If you Google yourself these days, you'll likely find your private information on public listings. Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others who wish to do you harm. That's why I'm excited to tell you about today's video sponsor, Aura. Aura can identify these data brokers exposing your private information and submit an opt-out request on your behalf, something you could do on your own, but is very difficult, if not impossible, to get done. So let Aura handle it for you. You can try Aura for free for the next 2 weeks using my link down below. Aura also does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats. It's easy to set up, and you don't have to download multiple different apps like parental control, antivirus, virtual private network, password management, identity theft insurance, and more. You get all of that with Aura for one affordable monthly price. Now, don't let these scumbags exploit you and profit off of your family's private information. Go to aura.com/Stephen to start your 2-week trial today. It's completely free. I will leave a link in the video description and the pinned comment down below. In fact, Charlie Kirk, whom I had on my show, said his group, Turning Point USA, plans to contact every low propensity voter and tell them why the stakes are so high this election cycle. He said he's also open to ballot collection and mail-in voting like he hasn't been before, because you have to keep up with the Democrats or else they're going to steamroll the Republicans every single time. In a recent discussion on Tucker Carlson Uncensored, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene claimed that House Speaker Mike Johnson is potentially being blackmailed due to his seemingly instant shift to supporting Ukraine. Carlson seemed to echo her concern, claiming that Mike Johnson turned down an opportunity to explain himself on the Tucker Carlson show. While Greene admitted she had no concrete proof, she stated, "He did nothing to secure the border. It's the #1 issue in the world. He completely changed who he was." Now, I'm not saying this man is compromised or being blackmailed, but don't you think it's weird how all of a sudden his fight shifted from America and protecting our border over to Ukraine and protecting their border? If you think this is weird, I want you to type W. And if you think it's normal, I want you to type N. So W for weird and N for normal. To me, this is weird. He was like every day on the news saying, we're not doing anything until we protect the border. And now all he talks about is defending Ukraine and Ukraine's border. During an interview on MSNBC's Morning Joe, President Barack Obama's former campaign manager, Jim Messina, accused Republicans of election interference after they attempted to alter Nebraska's electoral college voting laws. For some context, both Trump and Nebraska's governor, Jim Pillen, have advocated for the state legislature to adopt a winner-takes-all approach, diverging from its current method that allows for a division of votes. This would mean that Biden would have to outright beat Trump in order to get all of Nebraska's votes. Messina argued that such a change this close to the election undermines election integrity and could disadvantage Joe Biden. However, the Democrats changed over 200 voting laws right before the 2020 election in order to help Biden. So this is just an excuse because they don't like that it would help Trump and probably hurt Joe Biden. But Joe Biden can hurt himself all on his own. Now, Biden is under massive heat as the national gas prices continue to rise. Right now, we're sitting at $3.50 a gallon on average and over $5 a gallon in California. In fact, his own former chief of staff, Ron Klain, appeared on MSNBC to issue a warning. He stated, "The price of gasoline is still too high. Other prices are still high, and people feel that pinch. As though wages have gone up, I think the president needs to make more progress on that and on the border." Now, Ron Klain then said Biden is doing his best to fix all the problems Donald Trump left him. Hold on. Gas was $1.85 a gallon when Trump left, And now they just admitted it's $3.50 a gallon. To me, this sounds like Trump handed him the most affordable gas we've had in a long time, and Biden lit it on fire and made it more expensive for everybody. But what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet. All right, now, in my opinion, it's simply too late for Joe Biden to fix all the disasters that he has set into motion before the upcoming election. He won't reverse his green policies. He won't end the war in Ukraine. He won't end the war in Israel. And he hasn't been able to work with Saudi Arabia to make gas more affordable for you and me. Top House Republicans, including Jim Jordan and James Comer, who have formally requested Attorney General Merrick Garland to disclose whether the Department of Justice has initiated investigation into whistleblowers connected to the Biden family. The lawmakers emphasized whistleblower protection under federal law, expressing concern over any attempts by the Department of Justice to investigate these individuals versus protect these individuals. Now, isn't that sad? Whistleblowers under the law are supposed to get protection, yet based on their track record, the Department of Justice has now been asked to prove that they're not harassing these whistleblowers like they have others in the past. These allegations include claims that Assistant U.S. Attorney Leslie Wolf was instructed not to explore inquiries relating to Joe Biden being referred to as the big guy. Assertions that the DOJ hindered U.S. Attorney David Weiss from filing more aggressive charges against the president's son, Hunter Biden, and accusations that Attorney General Merrick Garland declined to appoint a special counsel for the tax investigation of Hunter Biden, along with claims that the IRS recommended charges against Hunter Biden that Garland simply would not approve. So over and over again, Merrick Garland is pretending to be blind for justice, but is doing exactly what Joe Biden is telling him to do. This is the Gestapo, where you have one person in charge telling the police what to do in order to round up your political enemies and protect your family at all costs. Across the world, Israel is facing increasing pressure to wrap up their war on Hamas after they accidentally bombed humanitarian workers for a restaurant group bringing food to people in Gaza. During an interview on CNN, Democrat Representative Jared Moskowitz stated, "The event was truly heartbreaking, but said we should be careful to criticize Israel too much, as America has made equally bad mistakes in the past." Ultimately, Moskowitz placed the blame on Hamas, who said they had the opportunity to accept a ceasefire and chose not to. Now, I don't believe Hamas is to blame. The IDF bombed this, but it was a mistake. So don't blame the victim, but you can say you have to be more careful in the future. And yes, the United States has messed up many, many times. If you want to see proof of that, just look at what we've done in Iran and Iraq. If you Google Fallujah bombing babies, you'll be absolutely disgusted. Another example is when Biden ordered a rocket shot into a family during the Afghanistan withdrawal. It killed an innocent man and all of his children. But the media, like clockwork, papered right over the event and everybody moved on. But Biden ordered the attack and it ended up being the wrong guy. He died and all of his children. Now, Trump finally came up with the $175 million bond money so he can appeal and win this ridiculous fraud suit in New York with Attorney General Letitia James. However, Letitia James is saying she wants to now investigate the bond company, see all of their financials, and understand why they would be willing to work with Donald Trump. She's literally dragging her feet at the expense of $114,000 a day in interest against Donald Trump. She's trying to make him look bad and block him from getting his day in court, which is so anti-American. Now, let me know in the comments, am I wrong Or am I reading this wrong? I mean, like, to me, this seems like a crybaby throwing a tantrum because the person that you were hoping would get in trouble actually has the money to rectify the problem. Okay, down in Florida, Judge Eileen Cannon rejected Trump's request that his classified documents trial be tossed out. The judge said no for now. She said, "We've never had to litigate something like this, so I'm moving slower than people want, but it will be done right." Now, Trump requested under the Presidential Records Act that this case be dropped. He also requested that Special Prosecutor Jack Smith be punished for the harsh way he criticized and insulted the intelligence of Judge Eileen Cannon. Now, Judge Scott McAfee over in Georgia also denied Trump's request to end the trial or remove Fani Willis. Judge McAfee said Trump's freedom of speech was not on the line in this case, so he would not be ending the trial because of that. However, new evidence out yesterday shows Fani Willis may have her hands full very soon. It's been leaked by an election board member in Fulton County that more votes in Georgia's county were counted than total citizens live there. This means when you add up all of the men, women, and children who cannot vote, that population was smaller than all of the votes that were counted in Fulton County. Now, Fani Willis, how can there be more counted ballots than the total population, including children? It can't, especially when about 20% of eligible adults don't actually show up to vote. It makes that voting pool even smaller. So you have men, women, and children, the 20% who don't show up. And this number over here was much bigger. That cannot happen mathematically. Somebody's going to have to explain that. Now, this is a developing story that just came out yesterday, but it is big, big, big. It was also revealed in this leaked tape that there were 0 signature verifications done in Fulton County. That means of the 147,000 votes, not one of them had a signature check. Not one of them had signature verification. So more people than live in the county voted, and none of those people had their signature checked. To me, this sounds like voter fraud, but again, this is new information that is just coming out. Now, it doesn't smell good, right? But here's something that smells even worse. Fani Willis's lover, Nate Wade, abandoned his wife and his children for Fani. He left his wife with less than $1,000 a month of income and has now stopped paying child support, according to new court documents. I mean, this is really disappointing and sad. I mean, talk about selling your soul for the world and for money and for an affair that now Fani Willis is like, we're not even dating. You've got erectile dysfunction. I didn't want to go on those vacations with you. I mean, wow. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? But I mean, this is like, it's absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. All right. Hey, thank you so much for being with me today. Make sure to check out Aura before you go. That link is down below. 2 free weeks. Go check them out. They are a great company. Before you go, I'm going to put a video right here and also right here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Note, I want you guys to remember that you are amazing. Don't forget that. I believe it. I want you to believe it. Just in case nobody tells you that today, I'm telling you, you are amazing. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. And I will see you on the next video.